Hey guys, this is Fernando doing another video for Modern Survivalists. In this case, very happy to have rediscovered an old friend of mine, which is the Petzl Tikka headlamp. In this case, it's the Tikka 2 Plus model. My first Tikka was almost 10 years ago. It was the basic Tikka model that first came out. Back then, almost 10 years ago, LED technology was just getting started, and I wanted a flashlight for a trip to Mato Grosso jungle in Misiones in Argentina. And back in the day, it was pretty revolutionary to think of a flashlight that would last an entire week. That was insane, and that's exactly what I wanted. Later on, I ended up using that light for other purposes. I found it to be very practical for the frequent power outages that became common after the economic collapse in Argentina. I used that Petzl light a lot. I also bought this one, which is an energizer, and I started to really appreciate the advantages of a headlamp, of having both hands available when using your lights. You know, I liked it so much that I bought another one, which I managed to keep in the original blister, because between this was pretty hard use. This one has seen better days, no doubt. But it did its job. The foam started to rot away. And between this one and my old Tikka, I just got by well. And it was one of the first things that I recommended people when they asked me about what flashlights should you get and such. I told them, if blackouts are becoming common now with the hurricane season and such, it's so much handy to do the dishes, prepare food and such, do whatever job you have to do when you have both hands available. And with a headlamp, you're taking advantage of those batteries much better than if you have a big old torch, big old lamp that illuminates all over the place, but you're not focusing that light exactly where you need it. It's also smaller, uses less power and such. So lots of advantages to the headlamp. So when I first started recommending that to people, guys said, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, and it's a pretty good idea. I also have some others. Unfortunately, I don't have with me my original Tikka. I don't know if I lost it or stayed in Argentina, what happened to it. I wish I had it so as to make, as I usually do, the comparison and show both. But just a few days ago, I was getting ready for a camping trip here. We're going to the Mourne Mountains with my son. And since I don't have anything, I had to go buy a couple of sleeping bags for that trip. And when doing so, I saw this one on display. This light costs $30 give or take, which is actually a pretty good price for the kind of product that you get. Petzl, guys, if you don't know this brand, Petzl makes rock climbing gear, and they do harnesses. They are a very technical brand. They're very serious about the quality control of their products. Think of it this way: if Petzl messes up with a product and it fails, someone dies. It's really that simple. With rock climbing gear, that's the only way it ends up. So they're very serious, very technical about things that they do, and it's the same for their products in terms of flashlights as well. So I saw it there. I thought, okay, I have several flashlights, but I'm going to be getting this one for my son. I like the idea that it has the strobe mode as well here, and it also has a low battery indicator, which is something that you don't see as much. You don't see it very often. Maybe it's a good idea for manufacturers to include in their products. And yeah, I went for it. I bought it and gave it to my son, and told him, well, that if he got lost, he should turn it on in the strobe mode and wait for him to be found. So let's take a look inside and see what the flashlight's like. It has a maximum output of 70 lumens, and it has two modes. On the economy mode, it lasts for 185 hours, and on the maximum output mode with 70 lumens, has a 40-meter reach, which after using it, yes, I can say indeed it does have 40 meters reach, even more. But 40 meters, it's a safe distance that you're going to be seeing with this flashlight. Has high, low, and strobe mode with a white light, and on the red light it has a single mode, and then a strobe mode in red as well. So when you turn it on, those are 70 lumens. You click it again and you turn it off. If you click it 2 times, it's the economy mode. Turn it off again. If you click it 3 times, it goes into strobe mode. You click it on, you turn it off again. Now if you keep it pressed for 2 seconds, it goes into red. Red, you turn it off, you turn it on. Now if you click it twice, it goes into the red strobe mode. You click it off again, and you keep it for 2 seconds, goes back to the white light. Now, it seems kind of a messy user interface, but it's really simple once you get used to it. The construction is very good in general. The product is very well put together by Petzl because of being a technical, the way I like to describe it, a technical brand that does rock climbing gear, cave exploration lights. We also had the opportunity to go up in this camping trip. We went up into a mountain, and there was this cave, and it was kind of funny. I couldn't fit through one of the cracks in there, but my son did, and some other people they went exploring inside that cave, and it did its job well, did its job as it's supposed to do. Not much of a surprise given how well Petzl does its headlamp. Very nice flashlight, and especially for that money, highly recommended. Not only for night hiking and cave exploration, but also, and this is something that I can relate to very, very well, blackouts and such. Especially in the low mode, you're going to be having many nights of light. Being a headlamp, it's going to be so much practical than anything if you never tried something like this before. Take a look here in the information sheet. Very technical stuff. Tikka actually says the weight, including the battery, how much it's going to be weighing and such, different models and such. Very nice. It's not saying it in terms of lumens, but it's making reference as time goes by on the maximum mode and the economy mode, which is the low mode. This is the 58 hours in maximum, 185 hours in economy. Now the thing is that of course the amount of lumens will go down, but it's not expressed in lumens but in terms of distance of reach. And here is it's 0.25 lux, which is similar to a full moon on a clear night. Now in maximum mode, in the maximum output mode, after 30 minutes you will have 31 meters, so it's going to be going down from 40 meters to 31. After 10 hours it's 15 meters. Maybe it's going to be like 30 lumens, give or take, after 10 hours. 20-30 lumens at most. And after 30 hours it's just 4 meters, so practically dead after 30 hours in the maximum mode. Now if you use the economy mode, it's not surprising in the first few hours, 30 minutes just 13 minutes. After 10 hours it's very similar. After 10 hours it's almost the same amount of light putting out as if you had kept it in the maximum output. But after 30 hours you still have 10 meters of reach in comparison to 4 meters if you had used the maximum output mode. So after 30 hours it makes much more sense to have been using the economy mode all along. And in general, the economy mode is enough. And finally, another thing here very interesting is that when in the flash mode, the strobe mode, after 30 hours using it in strobe mode, after 30 hours it still has a 4,500 meter reach, 4 kilometers and a half of reach for a strobe mode. And as I was saying before, as I indicated to my son, if he gets lost, he turns on this strobe mode, and it's going to be much more easier to find someone with this strobe mode turned on. If there's a rescue team looking for you using night vision, it's going to be lighting up the entire mountain with the strobe mode. It's going to be very easy to find you. A very nice idea, along with a whistle which I gave to my son. It's a good idea. What about the red mode? I don't understand much why you would want a red strobe, maybe to indicate your location and not alert everyone about it. In general, you will use the red LED for when you don't want to lose your night vision. Your eyes get used to the night and you start seeing better, but if you turn on a white light, your pupils close up, shut down. That's not happening as much if you use the red light. So if it's night and you don't want to be losing much of your night vision, you just turn on the red lights, which in general is enough to see, but it's not ruining your night vision once you turn it off. So guys, that's basically it. I think that it's a great product. I do like headlamps a lot, especially good ones like this one, like the Petzl 2 Plus. Tikka 2 Plus actually, which good brand, good product, really lots of things to like, especially if you're thinking of a storm season now where you're going to be maybe going with several days without power. It's going to be very easy to move around and keep doing stuff if you have a great headlamp like this one. So guys, that's basically it. Remember to subscribe if you're liking these videos. Take care, have a great day, and see you on our next video.